Good evening, Internet. It is Eric Arnold, aka the Big E, coming to you recorded from my sports barn, which again has absolutely nothing in it that says sports other than it's got a bunch of numbers and figures hanging on some whiteboards. It is 10:15 on Tuesday evening, the 28th. We're going to recap our 3 games from tonight, and then we got, 4 games for you on Wednesday. That's all we got. Even though there's about, 10,000 games tomorrow. We got all 4 of them. Well, I'm relieved. If you watched the last video, I was pissed. I'm now relieved. We won all 3 of our games tonight, which, so I got my little cigar here. I honestly am more relieved than happy, because I was starting to feel pretty sour about things. We had gone -2 on Saturday, -3 on Monday, and it just felt like things were starting to, slip. But, again, I keep saying, why is he out here making these videos? Well, it forces me to do my job. If it wasn't for these videos, I probably would have blown today off, and all 3 of those winners just would have went, up into the air, never to be seen again. So I got them. By God. And I'm going to give you that much credit for making me do my job. That much. So, well, let's get to it. What happened here in the last couple hours. And it was all basically easy wins. I mean, the kind that, that don't take minutes, days, years off your life. We had Rhode Island. This coach was on my no-fly list, and I'm going to have to take him off the no-fly list because he got it done tonight. David Cox, I believe is his name, out of the A-10, Rhode Island. Those guys are on a real roll. May even get an at-large bid in the tournament if they don't just go ahead and win the A-10. 5-point favorites at George Mason. They got it done, 78-64. Salute. Another guy that's been on the no-fly list, Jim Whitesell, who took over from, I believe the fellow's name was Nate Oates, who was a fantastic coach, who went down to Alabama to take that job, and he's going to probably do a pretty good job down there. He was getting 8 points at Akron. Akron's having a fantastic year, but as I'd hoped, they kind of fell into a little bit of a soft spot here, and Buffalo snuck in there and beat them outright. 77-74 is an 8-point dog. Salute! I don't know if that guy gets off the no-fly list, though, honestly. He might be on it for a while yet. We'll have to see. And then the lucky Villanova Wildcats. Undefeated we are with these guys. They go into Madison Square Garden and simply take care of business. 79-59. They got down just by a handful of points early and then just kicked it in and showed them their heels. That Jay Wright, man, I love that guy. I was pontificating about this to my brother that this is a wide open year, it appears. There's no 1 or 2 super teams. This could be a team that could be heard from in the 2nd week or 3rd week in March. They could make a run possibly. They play pretty good defense. They can hit their threes. They make free throws. Great coach. You never know. I mean, I'm getting a little over my skis. I admit it. And probably somebody needs to say, well, dial it back. But, I'm getting a little fanboyish on my Villanova Wildcats here, and I'm just getting over my skis a little bit. But so far, I mean, every time I play them, they win. If I play against them, they don't cover. Gotta love that. Gotta love it. So, makes our overall record 53-41. That's much more like it. That's more on schedule. That's keeping us feeling pretty good about ourselves. So, well, let's keep that going. Let's see, I'd written some notes here before we get to the new business. One of these episodes here before Sunday, we're going to talk about the Super Bowl. I had to express some initial comments about that a week and a half ago. I mean, so these 2-week breaks, I mean, you almost forget that what's happening. But yeah, it's the 49ers and the Chiefs. I think the numbers stayed pretty static around, say, the Chiefs a 1.5 point favorite. So it won't be tonight, but one of these episodes we're going to give you the Super Bowl winner, so you want to stay tuned for that. We're going to pick win, place, and show for the Democrat Iowa caucuses. If you don't follow politics, this is perhaps one of the most important political nights of the year. The winner of the Iowa caucuses statistically gets a huge advantage going forward. And if you're going to say, well, why does how does that make sense? Iowa's, all about that big. Well, it just does. They're going to get a huge media push. That's all the media is going to talk about is if you outperformed your expectations in Iowa, that's all they're going to talk about. If you underperformed expectations, that's all they're going to talk about. What's wrong with Candidate X? Candidate X didn't do as well as he should have. The crowds at Candidate X's events are small. We don't like Candidate X. That's all they talk about. And it matters. It matters. I mean, the media can shove a candidate one way or the other if they choose. And, a lot of it is based on how the candidate performs in the first actual election, Iowa caucuses. So we'll pick your winners and losers there. We'll do that before the weekend. And then lastly, I wanted to get this on the board. I read it on the internet, so it must be true. I said that, not Winston Churchill, somebody else. Not somebody else, I said that. So I wanted to make sure I got credit for that because I've been saying that for 15, 20 years. So, I don't want to see that in some book of quotations attached to like Jimmy Kimmel or somebody. I said that. So that's mine. I'm putting the marker down. My quote. I've got some others, but that one I definitely wanted to claim. So there. Okay. Well, it's hard for me to smoke the cigar and talk at the same time because the cigars tend to go out. Furthermore, the lighters generally don't work so well out here in the wintertime in the sports barn. Something about the cold weather affects the lighter, I think. I don't style myself as a professional cigar smoker. I would say my brother is a professional. I'm amateur, possibly thinking about going pro. But let's talk new business. This could be a long, when I win, I feel like, I just feel like celebrating and just start rambling on about whatever I want to ramble on about. So, winning definitely beats losing. If you didn't know that, if there are any like children or millennials or what have you, and you haven't figured that one out already, winning is better than losing. Maybe I'll put that one up there. Winning is better than losing. DePaul, out of the Big East. 13-7, Pomeroy ranking 73. They're getting 10.5 points at Seton Hall. 15-4. Pomeroy ranking 11. We are impressed with Seton Hall. We think it's going to be between Seton Hall and Villanova. as to who wins the Big East. DePaul started off like a house of fire, and then Big East play started, and they're just starting to fade now. They're starting to fade. They've got a good team, but it may not be Big East good. But in this spot, getting 10.5 points, well, we just can't help ourselves. We're going to have to take that 10.5. What did I say this is worth? Said this is only worth 1 star. We don't trust DePaul's coach. We don't think he's very good. And we like that Seton Hall team, and we like their coach. So this is a bad spot for Seton Hall. DePaul might go in there and cover that. We don't feel great about it. We're giving it 1 star. Number next, in the A10, St. Joseph's of Philadelphia, 4-16, 251, getting 7.5 points at UMass. That's the Julius Erving-less, John Calipari-less, Marcus Camby-less UMass, 8-12, 195. St. Joe's should be on our no-fly list. We really dislike their coach. I mean, not personally, I don't know the man, but we don't like his resume. However, we don't particularly care for the UMass's coach's resume either. So we got 2 bad teams here. 7.5 points in conference, that's pretty many points. LaSalle, we had them a week or 2 ago. They went up to UMass and handled those guys, beat them outright. And LaSalle and St. Joe's historically are pretty even. They're pretty even. I mean, they're both from Philadelphia. They're pretty even. So we think we're getting some value here with the points. We're giving Billy Lang a chance to get off the no-fly list. And we're going to give him 2 stars. You got a trip hazard there. Wonder how many times I'll trip over that before we're done making these videos. Number next, St. Bonaventure from upstate New York, back in the A10, 12-8, 125. They're 4.5 point favorites at Fordham. Fordham 7-12, 275. Fordham has been bad for a while now, and every year it seems like their coach ends up on the list of coaches on the hot seat, coaches sure to be fired. And this guy keeps coming back. He keeps coming back. And he's back again. St. Bonaventure has a good coach, a guy that's been there, I think, a long time. I think his name is Schmidt. And they have historically played very well against Fordham, particularly down at their place. So 4.5, I don't think that's enough points. I don't think that's nearly enough points. I think you're getting a bargain here, a bargain. With the Bonnies, and we're going to take them for our highest rating. Our highest rating. We have all the elements here that we like. We have a road team going into a sparsely attended arena. We have a road team we think is better than the road team, just value-wise. And then we have a coaching advantage, too. So that's everything we're looking for. We like this, 3 stars. Lastly, out of the SoCon, we're going to go down there. Mercer from Macon, Georgia, they're 10-11. They're 241. They're getting 15 points. 15 points against East Tennessee State. 18-3, Pomeroy ranking 53. Hey, East Tennessee State's good. I cannot remember which one of the SoCon teams beat LSU. It might have been East Tennessee State. I'm not sure. East Tennessee State is really good. But this is an ideal spot for them to just take a break. Just take a break. I mean, this is not the type of game that if they blow out Mercer by 30 points, that the tournament committee is going to go, wow, did you see this huge blowout that East Tennessee State had over Mercer? Nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to care. And they know that. So this is an ideal spot for them to just kind of, have a nice, easy 12-point win. And it looks good on paper, and it looks good to the coaches at Mercer, and it looks good to everybody that had 15 points with Mercer. So that is what we're doing there. All right, to recap, subscriber X tells me I have not been recapping these games. So DePaul for 1 star, St. Joe's for 2 stars, St. Bonaventure for 3 stars, and then Mercer for 2 stars. I don't know if we're going to have a video tomorrow. I was sitting there this evening waiting for the games to start, and I thought, God damn, I'm tired. I'm just running out of gas here. What I really need, I think, is just a little time to maybe recharge. I'd like to take a look at some of these picks I've made and just try to do some analysis. I'm going 100 miles an hour here, just picking. And I won't lie, 3-0 makes me kind of want to just go back and pick some more. But perhaps maybe just a break to kind of, reset a little bit might be a good idea. I don't know. I know there are going to be a ton of mid-major games on Thursday. That seems to be where my model seems to want to go. I don't know if we'll have a video or not, honestly. Don't know. It just depends how I feel. But we're definitely going to have 1 or 2 more before the weekend. We're going to get a Super Bowl edition out, or at least where we address the Super Bowl. We want to talk about the Iowa caucuses, and that's what we've got in the days upcoming. So I hope you're enjoying our trip through American college basketball. It's shaping up to be a very exciting year, a very exciting March Madness. I'm looking forward to it. It's one of the most exciting sporting events of the year, and I'm having fun. Well, I'm having a lot more fun at the moment than I was 24 hours ago. I won't lie about that. So, Eric Arnold here in the Sports Barn. Good evening, good luck, good gambling.